Horrible, isn't it? Chicken sounds on the Vibra-Power. I've seen it all now. Well, loads to look forward to throughout the day. I believe Paul's back with the Vibra-Power Disc Blockbuster at 1 o'clock. We've got the X-Hose Blockbuster at 12, lowest price there ever. But next, it's gorgeous gardening on a Sunday. Stay tuned.
We all have an everyday routine. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't always include the things that we're fond of. Sometimes we just need a positive change. Ideal World is here to help you get motivated in the comfort of your own home. With a huge selection of fitness and home gym equipment, we're dedicated to helping you get on the right path, from beginner all the way up to advanced. Start your change today with health and fitness on Ideal World.
Here at Ideal World, we believe shopping should be easier and more affordable. So to help out, we've created FlexiPay.
With our interest-free FlexiPay option, you can take the original price and split it into 2, 3, or even 4 equal amounts that you can pay off interest-free over the course of 2, 3, or even 4 months.
That's amazing! So you could make a £200 purchase and pay just £50 a month for 4 months using FlexiPay.
All you do is pay the first installment along with any postage and packaging, and your purchase will be dispatched immediately. Then the next month, the second installment is automatically taken from your account, meaning you don't have to do anything. The same process repeats until the final installment is made. How easy is that?
So what's the catch?
There isn't one. As long as you are a UK customer and paying with a debit or credit card, then why not spread the cost of your shopping with our interest-free FlexiPay option?
To find your holiday of a lifetime to anywhere in the world, don't miss the best cruise holiday offers only on the Planet Cruise TV show, here on Ideal World.
Introducing Ltgl, beautifully styled clothes that are on trend and on budget. Easy to buy and look incredible whatever your figure. With eye-catching designs in sizes 12 to 24, the whole range will fit and flatter, making the most of your curves so that you look as good on the outside as you feel on the inside. Life's an occasion, so dress it with Ltgl.
Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome. I'm Joanne. You're watching Ideal World. We're live. It's 11 o'clock on Sunday, and it is our dedicated hour of gardening. And in this hour, we very much like to hear from you, know from you what you're enjoying, what you're doing, and let's see how your garden is looking. Send us your pictures. We always love seeing your pictures. And everybody who sends us a picture of what's going on, if you've got a question, to studio@idealworld.tv, you'll automatically be put into our blooming basket, and we will be awarding one of our viewers today a £20 voucher to spend on our Lead the Good Life website. Let me tell you a little bit about that. A totally awesome website, all dedicated to things gardening and outdoorsy. Do go and check it out. Equipment for hire there, loads of solutions if you're wanting to encourage wildlife into your garden, plants, equipment, and so much more. leadthegoodlife.com. Go and have a little look. Also, just to say, here at Ideal World this morning, I have got a whole bunch of really exciting gardening solutions. I've got some beautiful plants, I've got some really, really clever gardening gadgets, and I've also got the very lovely Angela here to tell you all about it. So any questions and queries, I have on hand a gardening expert who's been here, there and everywhere. She's followed a lot of the exciting trials that have been conducted, and she is particularly excited about a gardenia for outside. She's absolutely stoked over there. Well, let me quickly give you a list of some. Oh, look, let's have a quick look. There it is. There it is. For outside, she's going to quickly show you. This is coming up. You can get ahead of me at idealworld.tv right now. Now, what I'd love to very quickly do is just take you through some of what are the highlights of today's show for me. I'm going to start off with a massive bundle of fuchsias, giant fuchsias to boot. These are 306717. They are giant hanging basket fuchsias. 60 plants. Let me say this again, 60 giant fuchsias for your hanging baskets, $24.99. Girls and guys, get shopping today, 306717. With your money back guarantee in play as well, you really are shopping with complete peace of mind. Look at these, those are hands. When I say they're giant, I am not exaggerating. Giant fuchsias, 60 for $24.99. Let me also tell you a little bit more about what's coming up. We've got some fantastic geraniums, and of course, if you want geraniums to go up and to giant fuchsias to go down, what a combination. Brand spanking new today, 30 of those for only $14.99. So lollipops of color. I always love how geranium leaves smell for some reason as well. Great combination here for $14.99. It's 308921. Also bringing you for the most incredible price too, standard. That means it's got the stem, you know, the tall stem oleanders. There are 2 of white, or you could get 2 of pink. There's a different item number for that, for $39.99. It's 341428. Next up, quickly tell you a little bit about this. These lovely little geranium planting kit. Look at these gorgeous little zinc pots and zinc tray, all painted perfect with 3 geranium plug plants for only $8.99. What a lovely present to get for somebody. 342914 is your item number. I cannot wait for you to see these. These are solar twizzlers. What they do is they spin very, very, very slowly your hanging basket to make sure that it evenly gets the light, it evenly gets watered by the rain and whatnot. 343229, 2 of those solar hanging basket twizzlers. They're powered by solar power. They look like a little flower. I think it's one of the most exciting gardening products I've come across. For only £12.99, you will receive 2. The Karcher Silent K4, meaty, very, very, very powerful. I got hold of this when we launched it a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely over the moon with it. 343272 on FlexiPay. A Karcher K4 Silent. It's the most spooky thing. It's super powerful, but it's really quiet. Yeah, neighbors are not going to moan anymore. You're not going to wake up to the noise of Karchering happening. It's $62.50 on a blockbuster price, but hang on. This next product has knocked my socks off. I was asked to be one of the trial people for this. I used it. I cannot tell you how well it worked. It is extraordinary. I've used it on the quite considerable moss problem that we have at our house, and I cannot tell you, after just 5 days, my moss turned orange, and the wind has lifted it away. I can't get over it. I literally keep telling everybody about this. It's the most extraordinary thing. A spray and leave is about outdoor cleaning on your roofs, on your kind of, glass houses. Absolutely extraordinary stuff. I'm stoked. Perfect for your patios, for your paving, for walls where moss is a problem. 336600. This is half price. Listen to me. What you're going to get with this offer is a 5 litre with a free 2.5 litre. That's the concentrate. You dilute it, 1 part spray and leave to, I believe, 4 parts water. Absolutely extraordinary stuff. I can't stop talking about it. Half price offer. Please treat yourself today and your garden and your roof and your walls to that. And then finally, another item which again I have to say is a highlight for me. I got 2 of these at Christmas time. It's called the Firefly. So you think your house is pretty, right? Look at Firefly laser lights. It has a remote control. I put these up onto our trees. Imagine on a summer's evening, it looks like you've got thousands and thousands of little fairy lights lighting up your home. It is on FlexiPay, opening up a Flexi basket. 3 payments of £30, 328370 is your item number. $89.99. I can't tell you how much you're going to love your Firefly. You can either have red and green, or just green, or just red, or a combination of the 2. It's controlled via a remote, so I plug mine in outside and I turn them off from inside the house. I had them up all over Christmas, and I'm going to put them up for summer evening parties as well. Yeah, you can use them inside and outside, so not just for outside. It's a magical, magical thing. my daughter asked me who sprinkled the stars on our garden when I set this up. It's a lovely thing, truly. 328-370. Well, hello and welcome to you all. This is our website, idealworld.tv, in case you've never visited. Giant fuchsias, a massive collection of 60 of those. Brilliant geraniums. We've got that gardenia that I know our lovely Angela cannot wait to tell you about. But mark my words, Spray and Jackson, if you've got moss, if you've got algae, I had no idea how good it was going to be. I got hold of it. It has knocked my socks off. I just can't get over it. Lloyd said to me, the wind will clean the moss away. And I just laughed at him. I was like, that is the biggest joke I've ever heard. The wind is cleaning my moss away now. So hello and welcome to you all. And hello and welcome to Angela.
Morning, little flower in the garden. I love your shirt.
Thanks. We try, you know.
You need to add your shirt to the
lineup.
To the lineup. I'll put my order in now. I love it.
Well, Angela is here to talk to you all about gardening today. We're starting somewhere where she's very pleased to begin with a massive bundle of 60 giant fuchsias. And what I loved is when you brought the tray in, just look at how juicy and tough and strong these plants look.
Straight away you can see these are super jumbo fuchsias. Now, for everybody that loves fuchsias, they are the dancing fairies of the garden.
Yeah.
But these are, we call them American fuchsias really, because they're bigger and better and bolder. And every single one of these varieties are the giants. And that means that every single flower is going to be large enough to fill a hand. And when I first saw these growing, the first thing you'll notice is that the leaves of the fuchsias are particularly large.
Yeah.
And fuchsias are quite greedy, so as long as you feed them as well, you can expect to get amazing displays and seriously big, bold, beautiful flowers. Now, fuchsias have, you know, a great reputation of growing well in our summer gardens. These grow just as well, but with much bigger flowers, so they stand out. They look fabulous trailing over window boxes, trailing over hanging baskets, cascading with these bouncing beauties. And I floated them like water lilies in water last year as a centrepiece for a dinner party, and they looked amazing. And that picture is for real. These are large, giant beauties.
Just look at them.
Each variety complements each other. We've got colour combinations. And when I first saw these growing at the growers, I just couldn't help.
No.
But that actually, what that picture before was my hand. You can't help but touch
them because they don't look real. Just to say, one of our most successful gardeners is an in-house person.
Yeah, sure, Ryan.
And I have to tell you, I absolutely adore.
It looks like it's as big as his face.
It does. Well, these are all around and dotted all around his house, and it is looking fantastic. They've also planted up dozens of hanging baskets this year that almost go right the way down their drive. It looks wonderful. We'd love you to enjoy the success. And may I just mention at this point, you'll be seeing my mother's hanging baskets a little bit later on in the show, and that's because last year I ordered my Incredibloom, but unfortunately I ordered the Incredibloom after I'd ordered the plants, and so the two things didn't happen at the same time. I ended up giving my Incredibloom to my mom. You'll see her results a little bit later. But Angela mentioned to you, these are needing a little bit of food. So Incredibloom, or Boom as we like to call it, 400% potentially flowers by feeding with this. We've got the Incredibloom and the Incredicrop, which will become very useful later when we show you the Tomtato coming up. 339101 is your item number for £19.99. Now, just to quickly say, with this big bundle of giant fuchsias, we also thought it might be nice for you to consider getting hold of the geraniums, because of course up and spilling over, and do you know what, if you know somewhere you need somewhere to put them, Angela had a great suggestion for us this morning of our maybe putting them into our brilliant easy fill planters. So 308921, if you've often admired those civic displays, well, Angela, bring the civic display to a garden near you.
Absolutely. Now, what's great about this variety is it does have those lovely bold colours of geraniums. It's drought tolerant. It doesn't matter where you plant it really in the garden. It carries on growing. You've got lovely bright red, white, fuchsia pink, and these have a slightly smaller pom-pom that is more weather resistant. So you know, sometimes if you get absolutely torrential rain, the big large pom-pom of a geranium can suffer. This variety has been particularly bred to be weather resistant. The size of these plants, plant them out straight away. Okay, in Scotland, if they're going to have still freak weather, I don't think we're going to get any more frost and snowy nights. If you really think they are, I think these are now large enough to grow out.
Well, you saw that. Look, I mean, when I lift them out, this is no diddy little plug. I mean, look at that. That is a meaty amount of root that you've got on these plants. They're really well established. And, you know, 30 for $14.99 strikes me as extraordinary value.
Well, it is for this variety, and these are nursery plants, so they come straight from the grower to you. You can see this one actually is already in bud. So they're going to be flowering for you within weeks.
Wonderful.
And they will continue to flower right up till October, November. So you get really great value, great long flowering time, big, bold colours, super for the top of baskets, super for beds, super for borders. No summer garden should be without scented geraniums. They're lovely, they're fragrant, they're bold, they're easy. Tick, 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 tick. We want some, and the price is amazing.
Well, $14.99 for 30 of those. May I just do a combination for you now? So let's look at this. 308921, you've got 30 of those. Lovely kind of focal points. Scatter them around the garden in other places, you know. They're quite handy, those, because they're not the most needy of your garden children. Those are kind of self-sufficient.
They behave themselves.
Yeah, slightly more needy, but oh my goodness, so worth the effort because they're so beautiful. Are the brilliant giant fuchsias. Now, Angela made a really lovely point to us earlier about how wonderfully the combination of these two sets of plants, which represent outstanding value for money, would be in the Easy Fill planter. Now, have a little look at this. It is not quite the world's prettiest thing as it stands here, but let me tell you, the first time that you even plant it up with just what we've got here, it's suddenly going to look extraordinary, because based on the Easy Fill concept, remember, with these lovely little gates, you can put big plants like the geraniums and the fuchsias that we're sending you in. They immediately start to create a very exciting display. Now, we'll bring you the adjustable Easy Fill stand for your Easy Fill. So if you've already got Easy Fill baskets, brilliant, but this comes with the two.
It does. It's a two-tier. Now, I was a founder member of the design team that put this together.
Yay!
So this is my baby from a few years ago, and it's been so successful. We've seen so many lovely photographs of viewers that have enjoyed using the Easy Fill stand. And what's great about this is you've got two tiers. So in the bottom tier, around the outsides, you could put your fuchsias with the geraniums up the top, or you could put it all with the fuchsias, because remember, that fuchsia is a huge number. You get 60 in that collection. The top tier, you could again have them cascading down. So in fact, what you end up is with a waterfall of colour. And this is very similar to what I got originally inspired for. When you see the displays at places like Wimbledon, they have these freestanding displays. Now, this would sit amazingly as a centrepiece on your patio or as a focal point at the end of the garden.
Yeah, to either side of a doorway.
And you get 360 degrees of flowers growing, and it just looks amazing. It has a really stable base, and if you want to use it one tier or two tier, completely up to you. It's a flexible system, but it's easy to plant up. And benefit of this is once you've finished, maybe you want to plant it up again with winter flowering at the end of the summer, take out the plant and reuse it time and time again. But it's not just me that said it. We've had amazing viewers. Whenever I say send us in a picture of your Easy Fill stand, we get photos sent in.
Well, we'd love some of those today. And remember, it's well worth your while, because somebody will receive a £20 Lead the Good Life voucher from us. Anybody who sends in pictures or top tips, or maybe you've got a product that you'd like to review for us, everybody goes into the blooming basket, and somebody will be drawn out by the lovely Angela at the end of the show to receive a £20 voucher. 253652, just to quickly remind you the details for the Easy Fill adjustable stand with, of course, the two Easy Fill baskets made for it for £14.99. Right now, though, a quick lightning preview. Those fuchsias are going crazy, absolutely crazy. 60 of them for the amazing price of £24.99. Giant fuchsias, remember, straight from the growers, 306717.
Can I just make a point, Joanne? If you wanted to buy 60 of those giant fuchsias from your garden centre, I don't think you'd get them, to be quite honest. That's why you're getting plants straight from the grower. And to get these varieties in one collection, all giants, for that price, it is amazing value, and you can plant them out straight away.
And of course, they'll go so nicely. Even the colours that they've chosen with, of course, those beautiful geraniums that the team have brought you as well. Now, we're very quickly going to take you to a combination of offers, which is so spectacular, you can't even see Angela and I behind it. So there are your giant hanging basket fuchsias. Remember, $24.99, and for $14.99, if you go and speak to the team on 09056 48 48 48, or head to the web, you'll be able to get hold of those 30 geraniums for just $14.99. Briefly, the details on your screen. But why we're being flanked by these beautiful oleanders, we've got two choices for you. At the front, you will see these really substantial, established oleander, oleander trees. You can get two in pink, $39.99 on FlexiPay. Two payments are £20, 341425. Or you could go for them in white. Now, I say or, and I had that so suddenly because I am a white-green gardener. My garden is exclusively white and green. 341428. So I wanted you to have all of the options there. Brand new today. Angela, we just know how popular the oleander full stop has been here on the channel.
It has, and I got these from my friend Sue last year for a present, and she put them in two planters outside her house. So many people complimented her on them, and so many people said, where did you get them from? So they are a lovely reminder of our Mediterranean holidays. But the most important thing for you at home, they're already grown on. This is instant gardening.
Yeah.
So this is gardening makeover. Would you like to instantly transform maybe either side of your front door, maybe leading onto your patio, and bring that lovely lift of Mediterranean with these are evergreen plants, they're drought tolerant. So if you don't water them for 2 weeks, you know what? They'll still be there smiling when you come home.
But Mediterranean holiday, straight away my head goes to how they're going to cope in the cold. That's the first thing that I think.
These are already so established, they'll be fine. But if it gets to, I'd say if we get to one of those weeks where you think it's going to last more than 2 or 3 days, then I would protect these and bring them in. But they're nice enough to actually bring indoors as an indoor plant, or put them in a cool conservatory. It won't do them any harm at all. If you can't bring them inside, just wrap some fleece around them and they should be fine. They're hardy to about -6.
Excellent.
But because all the hard work's been done for you, these are in 3-litre pots. They are already established. They're beautiful quality. And if you look, one of the best things about oleanders is this is the buds that is going to start flowering for you within really days.
Yeah.
Once they start flowering, you don't really even need to deadhead them.
No.
Because if you think about them growing in the Mediterranean, they grow at the side of the road. No one goes
or
around...
in the central reservation, don't
Correct.
they? And they're huge.
Does anybody go around deadheading them?
No.
No, but these
Does anybody go around watering them?
No.
No.
Or feeding them? No. So
And I was just going to say, if you remember Spain a couple of years ago, I know lots of you take your holidays in Spain, they had one of the worst droughts. They hadn't seen, I don't think they'd seen rain for something like 8 months. And I remember thinking to myself, the spectacular oleander display that we saw that year when we drove all the way from up north in Barcelona down to Valencia.
Yeah.
And it was just extraordinary.
That's interesting, because you also talk about mountainous areas, and they do have contrasting days and nights, so they do suit our climate really well. Now, because they're already established, really the only work you have to do is to decide where to put them.
Nice.
So this is the size coming to your door. So let's talk about value. This is great value.
Look at that.
So a lovely present for someone. And once you've got these last for years, because these are already grafted onto a straight stem, so they have that standard look about them. Again, that increases the value of the plant. So they're evergreen, they're going to keep their lovely leaves.
And I would love you to get these ordered up, because we know that the run on oleanders in the past has been pretty spectacular. It's put us under a little bit of pressure, which we'd prefer not to have today. So if you'd like these, just think about them. And if you want 2 gifts to give to somebody, I was recently, my little daughter was christened on Sunday, and we were sent a rose bush from Dean and Simon. They sent us a rose bush for our little girl. What a nice thing, because you can grow, and the message was, let it grow with Ellie as she grows up, which is so sweet.
So the only thing we do say about these, Joanne, is though, don't eat your oleanders, as we say with many plants, but I always have to say, when there's a plant that needs talking about consumption, this is not a herb, so please don't cook with it. But just enjoy the beautiful flowers, enjoy the fact that it's easy to care for, easy to grow, and long flowering.
I want to quickly give you just the details as well of two options of oleander. The white is 341,428, two payments on FlexiPay of £20. And if you'd like the pink on your screen right there, here come the details for you now, 341,425. We have been showing them with, of course, the gorgeous decorative pots. You'll see at the bottom over there, Angela and the team have already transplanted two of the pink oleanders into the beautiful decorative pots. 345,573. 4 of those are £24.99. They are on FlexiPay. Opening a Flexi basket, £12.50 is what you will pay for that. Now we're going to something which last year, literally, I was at the Gardeners World, the BBC Gardeners World live show with Sean and Adam and quite a few of our team members. I had the best time because we got to show people this. This is the tomato. It is a tomato plant that also produces potatoes. And I'm also told, and I've now luckily, because of course we had them last year, finally tried them, they're not any tomato. They are the kind of tomatoes that people who don't eat vegetables like to eat. They're so sweet.
Yeah, they've actually got a really high rating on the BRICS test, and the BRICS test is a sweetness test that growers use to decide on the sweetness. So in fact, we think of tomatoes actually as fruit, and this becomes the tomato that you pick off the vine and you want to eat it straight away because it is so sweet and so delicious. What is really clever, this is years of research, and it's not just novelty gardening, it's very clever gardening. If you think about a tomato plant, it grows for a long time, it produces these lovely sweet flowers, sweet cherry tomatoes, but we leave them growing because we get so many of them.
Yeah.
But what if growing underground while you're waiting for those tomatoes to ripen, at the same time, potatoes were growing? Yay! This unique plant produces potato tubers under the ground, and juicy, as you said, it's rated one of the top rates ever for sweetness in tomatoes. So you've got two great varieties growing in unison together, complement each other. They actually suit each other really well. So they've been grafted together as a plant. Now, we've got some black pots on the show that would be ideal for planting them. You could plant them into the ground.
Yes.
My preference would be to plant them into a pot, but it's completely up to you. If you have a greenhouse, again, you could plant them in a greenhouse, but equally, if you planted them into something like our heavy-duty black pots, that's the 30 litre.
Yes, 4 here, and I must say, at $16.99, I know how much successful planting, moving, growing, just usefulness people find from these pots. These are 288478 as a concept, and I must say, at the show last year, one of the best things, Ange, was, you know, we're here on TV, it's lots of fun, we've got a great team here. You know, they see plants every single week, so I have to be honest with you, they're not all kind of the gardenery type. We tend to be a little bit more excited on this side of the camera. Am I right? Yeah. But when I was at the show last year and seeing people of all ages, from the youngest, sort of, you know, 5, 6, 7-year-olds to the most seasoned, experienced gardeners, all having the same reaction. What now? Did you just say you're going to have potatoes? And because we were quite deep into the season by the time it was BBC Gardeners World Live, we actually had tomato plants that had tomatoes and had little potatoes already on the roots. It was such a fun thing to see people's reactions. And I want to just quickly remind you, if we just go back to the details of the tomato very quickly. When we send you this year's offer, it's 3 of the 9-centimetre potter plants, plus you're getting 3 packs of the Incredi Crop, which is this phenomenal feed which has been developed and designed by, of course, experts in their field to develop and, well, help you hopefully achieve the best bumper crop of anything. And may I just say, ladies and gentlemen, I was very lucky to live in Jersey for a number of years, and there's 2 things Jersey does very, very, very well, and it's tomatoes and potatoes.
Correct.
And how nice is it to be able to have tomatoes, which when they've got the sun on them, they're even sweeter, and potatoes fresh out the ground. So $22.99, what fun.
But again, we are bringing you the new innovation in gardening. Now, this has had so much press because it is so innovative. It's gone through so many trials and it's been proven that it does produce great crops. So give it a go and grow something totally unique. Your tomatoes will be ready to eat around probably beginning to end of August.
Okay.
Get eating your tomatoes, but your potatoes then September, October, you'll be getting into your potatoes. So a double whammy in one plant. You get 3 plants, grow them into the big pots, and you will have easy but totally novel gardening with those really sweet, very, very productive tomatoes. So you'll get pounds and pounds of tomatoes. In fact, I'd almost say you get your money back with this kit.
Oh, yes.
So the investment that you have is we give you the fertiliser. You'd need to get some compost, and we've got great compost in the show if you need some. We've got those lovely 30-litre pots, which would be perfect to plant them in. Just a tip, if you did plant them into large, big black pots, the dark pots that we have on the show, they're a flexible pot, they've got great drainage holes, but also by having black on the outside, and as opposed to planting into the ground, number one, you can monitor the amount of water that they're getting, but also the heat of the daylight and the heat of the sun goes through the sides of the pot all the way round.
Yes.
So you end up with even growth of potatoes.
I want you to have this fun. I want you to enjoy your gardening, and well, I want you to amaze people, and there are 3 fabulous opportunities to do that. Let's just quickly sum up for you what you're going to need, because I'd like to send it to your house if possible as well. Plants and fertiliser in for £22.99. I thank you. 345345. Is that a lovely number, or is that a lovely number? Let's send you the pots as well while we're at it. Why not? 4 of those fabulous plants. Plant pots. They're massive, 30-litre capacity, 4 of them for £16.99. You'll be using those for years to come. 288478. And then, of course, my favourite, the truly awesome treff. I have newfound respect for treff. Last year, I just bought tons and tons of it, potted up my plants. This year, couldn't get hold of it. It was out of stock for a little while. And I went to the man at the garden centre, and he literally sold me bags and bags of stuff that I then had to mix together like a cake mix, which is not easy because there's no mixer for garden stuff. You had to do it by yourself. No. And it wasn't. This, by the way, isn't available in garden centres. You're not going to find it on the forecourts of, petrol stations. 303313 is the item number for 70 litres delivered to your door. And whilst I would love to let you talk about it, I cannot.
I have to touch
pause.
it.
She had to touch it.
I have to.
Come
It's
round
just so
over here,
great.
past my favourite new gardening gadget, which we're also not allowed to talk about. We're under very strict instructions, to the tree ferns. Now, I'm going to pause here for a quick moment. 2 things that have happened. The Karcher K4 Silent is messing with your heads, I know. Just get it home, try it out. And I have had to warn, I've actually had to buy a couple of these for people in my life. I've had to warn them, just because you can't hear it doesn't mean it isn't going to pack a punch. This offer at £249.99 is a blockbuster that we're currently running. It's been very popular, and we'll show you the value of that a little bit later on, but 343272, that's how it stacks up. It's only £400 bundle, Angela, for £249.99 on FlexiPay. It can be collected from the well, we'll send it to you, but £62.50. And that's the first thing to say. Also, the other thing I'm aware of is that the Firefly laser lights, many of you have wanted one of these. You've been waiting for them to come back. You're entertaining outside, and you saw them at Christmas and they blew you away. Both Angela and I had to have them. It was one of my most exciting purchases at Christmas time. This 328370 is your item number. This is what it does to your house. And with the easiest setup, can I just explain the setup? Take it, spike it, angle it, turn it on. And this is the display. I've tried to wrap fairy lights around
fabulous,
trees.
and I've had this illuminating trees, illuminating the sides of the house, but I use it on the floor as well as a disco floor. So it works up and it works down. It worked with a remote control. You can have it on a variance of colours, from green to red, to green and red, to moving, to not moving, and it creates magic.
Look,
magic.
Look. It's been set up, the simplest setup, just showing you, it goes all over me. That is the Firefly in our studio. You've got control, and also at night time, what I love about this is you can turn it off from inside the house. I had mine set up at the end of the drive, looking up at the trees, and I turned it off at the end of the night, like that, just by switching the remote control. So green and red, or of course, you can have both of them, and is super easy to set up. For $89.99, it opens a 3-pay flexi, and that is £30. Your ISA number is 328370. See, this is why they don't let us do that, because we never just say a few words. We've always got too much to say
because
about.
we love it so much.
And now the tree fern. Now we've come here to offer you an opportunity to get something that is extraordinarily special, but also very, very affordable on this price. Any of you have looked into tree ferns before will know that even at twice the price, our regular price on this, you're still looking at great value. These are $29.99, saving you more than you're spending today, and you can get this by ordering 325200. Angela, I mean, for me, this is one of those special things.
It is, and what's great about a tree fern is, number one, it's almost a bit of history, but number two, this will thrive in the shady part of your garden where really we struggle to keep other plants going. Now, I'm going to Chelsea Flower Show on Wednesday next week, and I know tree ferns will be everywhere,
yeah,
because they are so spectacular to look at, but they're a slow growing, and there's a lot of restrictions on how you buy tree ferns. So the first thing to tell you is these are ethically sourced, and we have to get a certificate for each one to say, A, that they're disease resistant, B, that they have been sourced from a sustainable source. In other words, every fern is being replaced, so we're not just whipping them out the ground and then not replanting.
And they're to be planted, by the way, with this in and on still, aren't they?
Well, I recommend that you do. I know people have taken them off, but I mean, it's sort of like your certificate of guarantee as well. So it is a really good proof that you've got a great plant. And strangely enough, this does look like what you'd say, excuse me, you're just sending me a dead log.
Yeah.
Are you just sending me something that is... I love nature when it's so amazing. This flat part, this is the bottom, this is where the roots will come out of. And what you can do is just put this into, give it a really good soaking. And you can see already, this is in the studio, it's not planted anywhere. Look at this gorgeous frond that's starting to grow. I love this plant. It has a hollowish top. If you put a hand in, it's sort of like a soft teddy bear at the top. What you do then is keep it well watered, because it's very happy in a soggy, wet area. Doesn't matter. All through the summer months, you're going to get lovely growth. And so this one's just beginning to come into its own, and the fronds will just keep coming, and you get beautiful displays. When you get to around November time, if you are worried and you are in a particularly cold area, so hello Scotland, by all means grow this wonderful fern, but cut all the fronds off, pack some straw into the crown of it, wrap some fleece around and just leave it alone for the winter. Come spring, unwrap it, sling out the straw and start again. It's that simple to care for them. People think they need massive nurturing, just a tiny bit of care in severe winter, but brilliant to grow.
In severe winter, and something very special that I promise you, what my experience with these is everybody just loves them, particularly little people with active imaginations. Really, really cute.
Dinosaur land.
Yes, precisely. This is on FlexiPay as well. I just want to point that out to you. 2 payments of £15, 325200. Quickly onto a plant that Angela is always going to recommend to you. This is clever, savvy, canny gardening. This is a lot of garden for a very small price point. Wait for this. I'm going to say it very slowly so that everybody knows what's going on here. There are 48 mini plugs, and then there are 24 more. There are 72 plants in this collection that I will tell you one thing I know about lavender is lavender grows. £9.99. Have you got a bald spot in your garden? Have you got an ugly wall in your garden? Have you got somewhere that didn't survive winter? Yes, or indeed summer last year. 342782 is your item. 342582, I beg your pardon. 342582. £9.99. You get that, right?
The maths is crazy, but this is part of a campaign with the Royal Horticultural Society to try and encourage the whole of the UK to plant pollinators in their garden. We know there's been a great increase of people starting to keep bees in their garden, but if people planted lavender in their garden, we will increase the bee population, which will keep our Ecology, much better. These flowers are fragrant, they're drought tolerant. You will need to grow the plants on a little bit, but I think order this collection, share it with friends and family, grow one of our most popular evergreen, hardy, drought-tolerant, fragrant plants that we have in the UK, and for years to come, these will turn into shrubs that will become an established part of your garden, and they make great gifts as well. So get growing lavender and bring the bees and the butterflies into your garden, and I can't think of a nicer way to do it. So really, really good.
Well, we are delighted to bring you offers like this. 72 plants under £10. You're looking for fun. You know, come on. Your house must feel naked if you haven't got yoga pots and things on the windows growing stuff in. Come on. Honestly,
but that's worth
so
doing
much fun.
Just to know that you're making a difference. And I know I have a bee campaign. One day I will come in dressed as a bumblebee. Not sure when, but I will. Watch out.
We'll look out for that.
But it's really important, and I love lavender anyway.
Well, listen, we've got so much fun gardening waiting for you. I saw this. I was immediately on the phone to the team that are involved. I couldn't get hold of James, but I got hold of a lovely chap called Andy who's worked here as long as me. This is about 13 years. And what I can tell you is this product is one of those things that comes around once in a while that you just think, what a clever idea. First of all, it's the cutest thing you ever saw. But it's going to do a job, Angela, isn't it? It's going to do a job for us in the garden.
It's really clever. It has a solar panel on the top, which has a really cute daisy design on it. It takes in daylight, and what it does is it slowly rotates. It has a motor inside. That solar panel takes in the daylight. It then has a motor inside the top that slowly rotates the hook.
Really slowly.
We have a basket behind us that is growing, but I haven't got anything to rotate it. So let's try and turn our basket. So when I turn my basket, can you see what's happening to the chain at the top?
Let go.
It's twisting. Now that will either damage my chain, but it doesn't stay like that. So if I am out all day, my basket's going nowhere. It's not going to keep moving. What if, and also the other thing is when I go to dead head, watch this. If I want to swap my basket round, and I can't do this with one hand because I've watered this basket.
Yeah, it's heavy,
so
that's why
I have to lift it off and I have to turn it round.
Yeah.
But if I put on my hanging basket rotator, now it will slowly, it won't whiz it round like a merry-go-round, but it will very slowly, over the course of the day, keep rotating my basket. It's got great weight bearing. It's a really strong design, and I worked with the earlier versions of this about 6-7 years ago. This is so much stronger, it's so much better developed, and it's really cute to look at with that daisy top to it. So it's an ingenious gift. It is one of the most simple, logical things that you need to get an amazing all-round display with your hanging baskets.
I love this, and also just to say, I know my parents are massive fans of hanging baskets, and even if you've got a watering system, I know that it normally would go to just like one place. Well, with this, of course, it's slowly turning it, so even when the irrigation system comes on, it's going to get the even water to it. I just love it. I think you're going to love it, and it's a great gift for any gardener. And of course, Dad's Day is just around the corner, so it might be a nice present for a keen gardener. I must just quickly tell you, at $12.99, they're already proving popular. And you know what else is proving popular? They're treff, because none of you want to do the crazy buying of lots of different bags and then the mixing and all of that. A proper professional solution. Here come the details for the treff as well. £20 for 2 of those, so that is 140 litres in total. And the reason I'm scooching Angela along, we've got the hanging basket details in case you want the Easyville concept on those. 4 fountains, some lovely incredible bloom, the Tony hooks, the baskets and the chains. They're only $19.99 for 4. It's a $5 a piece. That is crazy value. And please go read the reviews on Easyfill hanging baskets, because this is why, that display is why people love them. The easiest to build, the longest lasting, just gorgeous displays from all of our clients that have got these. 342, 652, and hundreds of thousands of them have gone out each season. So great to have you here with us. But what we wanted to show you next, and I promised Angela we would do it, and she said she's going home if we don't do it. And well, frankly, we've got the exos.
I'm going home with them.
Coming up next. I don't want her to go home. This is the gardenia. Now, people are not going to expect what you're about to tell them.
Okay, it's the world's first truly hardy Gardenia. And I've been growing my gardenia now. I'm on year 3 with mine, and they are established shrubs now. They've been out through all the weathers. I've had them on a balcony, so they haven't had a problem of being left out in snow, but they've put up with the challenges of the wind, the wet, the cold, and they're all in bud again. So what this is gardenia is renowned as one of the most fragrant flowers that we grow, one of the most romantic flowers. It's been used as bases for perfumes. But up to now, we buy gardenias as a house plant. And this variety produces beautiful star-shaped white flowers that are truly heavenly fragrant, but it has glossy green leaves that are evergreen. It can be planted into pots, it can be planted into borders, and it is truly hardy. So Gardenia Climbs Hardy is a breakthrough in gardening.
And I don't know if you noticed, but this is an offer that brings you 2 for £11.99. Now, we already have got a lot of interest on this on our phone line 09056 48 48 48. Please, viewers, know this. If you love, and whenever you go to choose the scents for your home or for your perfume, and you look for gardenia, you will now have the best version of it, the natural version of it, at home for you outside. And I think there will be those of you, like Angela, who will put them into pots so that you can have them with you year round.
Well, they're a wedding flower as well, and to have gardenias in flower, if you know sort of these will be summer flowering year after year after year, planting these up, if you know someone's having a wedding next year, this will be just so beautiful and exquisite to be growing in your garden. So it's just so fragrant, and in the summer evenings, picking up the fragrance is beautiful.
£11.99 for 2, going very, very quickly now. I must just quickly tell you, there are 3 things that you need to know. If you want gardenias that are hardy, we've got them. They're in stock, and we're also, the turnaround on our plants at the moment, we've been getting so much positive feedback. 309667 is your ISA number. Speaking of which, let's quickly go to our geraniums. Those of you just joining us will not have seen these. I beg your pardon there, Angela. 30 of these are in at £14.99. I just kicked her across the set. Now,
It's all right, I'm quite fit. Oh, no, that's, you know, I mean, I didn't fall over.
Yeah, she's strong. She managed to retain her balance, even though, no, this has all gone wrong. Move on. Quickly, just to say thanks for all your pictures. Loads coming in.
I love it.
The first one is from Ian. Well, Ian, you always send us beautiful pictures. He's a regular contributor to the show. Remember, somebody's going to walk away with a £20 Lead the Good Life voucher today.
Wow, beautiful begonias.
You can see here his hydrangeas.
Oh, he's got lovely hydrangeas. No,
Ian actually had a question for you about hydrangeas. Sorry, everybody. There are his hydrangeas at the bottom there, of course. I think there's begonia apricot shades, actually.
They're just stunning, stunning, stunning.
He does ask, do you have any hydrangeas on the website that flower on new wood?
Oh, now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we have in stock at the moment, Ian, but if you don't mind, can I check after the show and we'll send you an email about that.
We'll make sure we do. And can I just also say, Ian makes a comment based on this display. I would like you to take very seriously what Ian makes as a comment. He says he's been using Incredibloom and it is the most incredible fertilizer he has ever used. And Ian, do you know, today we've got that fabulous offer where you can have Incredibloom, or Incrediboom, as we like to say, and then also the Incredicrip at the same time for £19.99.
Joanne, you know, I was spouting about my winter pansies this year, that they did amazingly. I truly think it was Incredibloom. Well, the basket I've got on air today, I only planted that last week.
No.
I planted that last week.
That's
the week before last on air. I was on air, I planted out that basket. I used Incredibloom, and already the outside of the basket is disappearing. So I agree with you, Ian. I'm testing Incredibloom all over the place. I've used it in my strawberries. I'm going to see what happens with the Incredicrip. But so far, the flowers have definitely, it says 4 times the amount. Well, I haven't had, the thing that I haven't had a flower fail.
Ooh.
So that's where I think it's really working. So it must be giving equal amount of strength to every plant.
I love it.
That's where I think it's made a difference for me.
More questions coming through here for you, Ange. Harry, thank you for your question this morning. He says, hi team, I have a question regarding hydrangeas. Is it possible to alter the colour of the flower by altering the
balance of the soil. Alkalinity
of the soil.
Yes,
if so, how do I go about doing this, please?
Oh, that's technical, Ian, but it depends what your soil type is.
Harry.
In the first, oh, sorry, Harry.
Harry.
It depends what your soil type is. So the first thing you do is test your soil. And there are kits available. Unfortunately, we don't have them here on the show. But again, maybe if I get your email, I'll send you a comprehensive thing on different things. There are some old-fashioned things you can do, like sticking a nail in the ground.
Well, let's go say my mum used to use always iron filings.
Correct. There are some old-fashioned remedies, but maybe again, if your email gets forwarded to you, I'll send you a proper email about it. But you're quite right. Yes, you can alter it, or you can do something else. You can plant your hydrangea in a pot in the soil. So put the pot in the soil. So you leave it in a pot. So in fact, it's growing in the pot. So it takes the soil. So you've got two lots of different soils in the same place. That also works, especially if you use one of our larger 30-litre pots.
Well, Harry, thanks for your questions. And Judith has got full bragging rights because these are pictures that Judith, look how massive. Now, may I just say, Judith, if you wanted to, and guys, if you want to top up on the massive giant fuchsias that are being beautifully showcased. Thank you, Judith, in her picture over here. Here come the details for those giant hanging basket fuchsias, 60 of them for $24.99. But wait for it. Judith has more to share. And may I just say, I think that is a hydrangea paniculata at the bottom over there.
Look at it.
And may I just say, Judith, I am so jealous. That is looking too gorgeous for words.
Beautiful.
So
look
Judith,
at those.
you also are in, and I believe Charlie is in charge of folding and making things happen into the blooming basket today. My petunias comes to us as the next one. Everybody here, this is Isabel, by the way. She says, thank you for beautiful petunias, which are in flower just now with more to come. I love the variety of plants and bulbs I've bought from you, and I will buy again and again. Yours, Isabel. Well, may I just say, can I share with you why?
Wow.
That's the lady who's doing well with her gardening,
That
isn't
is
she?
beautiful, beautiful petunias. I hope my display is going to look as good as yours, Isabel, but beautiful. It is lovely when people get good results at home and when they share their enthusiasm. And for new gardeners, maybe that gives them inspiration to have a go. And when you get great deals, I mean, we have had some great deals. We've got...
They just keep coming. We've got one now.
60 of those giant fuchsias in this deal. Now, you might think 60 is too much, but can I just work out a bit of maths for you? If, for instance, you had a couple of hanging baskets and you've got 12, if they were our easy fill, you've got 12 plants around the outside, that's times 2, that's 24. And then you put 5 in the top, that's another 10.
Brilliant.
I'm up to 34. Well, you've got 60. You've got enough then to fill a couple of pots as well. So if you fancy a display like that in your garden this year, it's so easy to do.
Let me show you George's pictures. This is
Hello,
George, everybody.
Oh, look.
Now, wait for this. George's story gets better. I just want you to look at his pictures there. And then I want to read you. Look, he sent us this one as well. Now, wait for this,
beautiful.
okay? I've just got to turn the tablet away for a second just to read you. He says, I bought these begonias and petunias from you. I then entered the council competition and I was placed 10th. I was delighted with all the gardening products I purchased, from Triff to all the other products. And he says, thanks to Lead the Good Life and Ideal World Gardening. And I mean, hello, George, with his beautiful blue eyes. Thank you very much for your picture.
George, look at the size of his begonia.
He looks very pretty. Look at the size of that. Look. Massive. And then also, let's have a look-see at George's petunias here. Well, listen, thank you so much.
And again, where's his basket? Excuse me, George, where is your basket?
Can't see that. And it's an easy fill.
It's disappeared. That's the beauty of the easy fill system. So
brilliant.
It's so nice to share.
Oh, there's so many more as well.
I love it.
Well,
morning, everybody.
Nice to have you here with us. I'm Joanne. This is Angela. This is Ideal World Gardening. And here's a quick recap of some of the key products on today's lineup for you. First of all, the Twizzler. You're going nuts for it. We're so happy that you love it. 343229 is the item number for 2. You're paying just £12.99. Oh, guys, thanks so much for joining our gardening hour here on Ideal World. Can I just tell you, bad news on the Twizzlers because we're approaching a third. What? Oh, 30. A third percent, I thought is what Lee just said. So sorry. 30% is how much has gone on those. 343229. You just heard George in that picture with his beautiful blue eyes mention the Treff to you. This is the compost that is just brilliant. Professional container compost, 2 bags of 70 litres for £20, proving very popular today. 303313. Angela showed you this very clever concept that she's, of course, involved with. The brilliant adjustable easy fill stand. And the offer today is that with all its component pieces for $14.99, 253652 is the item number. Now, our Firefly, this, by the way, is something many of our viewers missed out on when we brought it to you last year because it just kept selling out. I'm delighted to tell you we've had our latest consignment in. I couldn't resist. I actually had to have 2 of these, one to face out to the garden and one to face towards the house at Christmas. And I know it's a little bit of an extravagance, but it is all I did for outside decorating last year. You're wondering what we're talking about.
Yeah, can I just
we'll
show people what it actually is? We'll show you what it does. And it produces these laser, really bright green and bright red, almost like stars.
Look right up onto the
We've
ceiling.
covered the ceiling here. Obviously, we're in the studio. You're not going to get the picture that you get at home, and I know that. But you can actually change the mode, so you can make it flash, you can make it go to different colours. There's the red, you can intersperse them, but you can see they end up looking like stars. And this covers such a large area. Yeah. I've had illuminated trees, you can illuminate a house, you can illuminate up, as Joanne says, yes, and you can illuminate down. But we will just show you what the unit actually looks like. It's a really solid metal light. It works on a mains cable, and it is so beautiful once it's lit up. So it isn't just for winter, this is for summer barbecues, this is for a party time. It will work amazing in a conservatory at night time. It bounces off the windows. Love that. So again, you've got an uplighter that if you have it up coming down, it will cover a floor, or it has here all the fountain, but it won't work inside water. Don't put it inside water, it's not intended for that.
But Angela, you know what I did last year? We've got a half wall that divides our property into the 2 halves, and what I did for the looking towards the house to get the display that I wanted, so I put it on the half wall, so it covered all of the grass, it lit up the entire house, and it did the roof.
It's amazing.
And when because of course it gets so dark so early in the winter time, when I got home with Eleanor, from when I got hold of it in about the middle of December, she always used to say it was like the stars had fallen onto our garden, because it loads and loads of little green lights.
It's like having professional lighting in your home. And I don't know, I've done some research recently into hiring. I was actually hiring lighted lettering, and it alarmed me how expensive it was. So this way you get a professional look to the lighting, because this product, when you actually see what you get for your money, it works year after year. Yeah. This isn't a one-time wonder. It's not solar powered. This is mains operated, solid, solid.
And the other thing lighting that I did ask at the time was how much lead is there, and I can tell you this: there's a lot of lead.
It's an 8-meter cable. Yeah. So an 8-meter cable. It has a remote control, which does help, because you can change the settings, you can change how long it's on for.
No, listen, you turn it off. That was the reason. Yes. Because I only use the one setting. I like just the green, I have to be honest. But you leave it, and then you can turn it off from inside the house. Angela, we're going to get into all sorts of trouble. It's beautifully built, it's easy to set up, and it comes with a little spike. And the little spike, please, when you get it out the box, do hang on to all the little composite pieces so that you can do it on the different angles. $89.99. What this also does is it opens a flexi basket.
Oh, happy days.
A 3-pay flexi basket, which means, you know, those lavenders, you won't even notice them. $3.33 extra in your flexi basket. So quick reminder
the black
here.
Pots, tomatoes. I also have the hardy gardenias, and don't forget the 60 fuchsias, because they are crazy value for the biggest blooms.
Well, here they are for you, by the way. And if you want to get hold of those, the details are as follows. 306717 for $24.99. You will receive 60. Then we also wanted to give you the details for the brilliant Tom Tato. You've loved this. I'm so delighted you are keen to have this in your lives. $22.99. 3 packs of fertilizer. Remember the Incredic Crop fertilizer, and the 3 plants, $345. The geraniums, of course, with this offer at just $30 for $14.99. It feels wrong to say it like that, but there you go. Really meaty, beefy plants. 308921 is your item number. And of course the lavender, we had to mention it again to you. 72 plants for under £10. 342-582. The treff, of course, always popular. So many of you don't want to do the mixing and all the different buying. And everybody's got their own recipe. Oh, it's a nightmare. £20, 303-313 is the item number. And of course, finally, you've fallen in love with the hanging baskets because you want to put them on your Twizzler, don't you? That's right. 342.
It's a great name, isn't it?
The Solar Twizzler, look out for it on the lineup because it is amazing. 2 of those for $12.99, and that Karcher K4 Silent, something we've been so delighted to bring you here on the channel. That's $249.99, 343-272. But with the threat of going to leave me before we'd even begun, here is a top tip from Angela. It's the gardenia.
Oh, this is just beautiful.
Well, you said everybody would go crazy for it, and you absolutely were right. Angela, half of the stock has gone. $11.99, 309-667 is your item number.
Well, I've got friends getting married at the end of July, and as soon as I leave the studio, I will be buying another pair of these.
Well, you won't be leaving.
This is the world's first truly hardy gardenia, fragrant and beautiful. Oh, I'm picking from the thingy.
From the blooming basket. Normally it's the cup of chance today. Who will receive our fantastic, I can't see that, is it? Harry is going to receive today's voucher for £20. So thank you so much for joining us. Harry, your pictures were brilliant. Oh, George, and that picture with you and your big begonias, that was brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
Enjoy the gardening, everybody. It's been lovely to have your company. Hey, listen, we're not going anywhere because Angela's up next with me.
Exos.
And we've got a blockbuster offer. Lowest price I've ever seen it for the Exos.
Keep your garden watered.
Please stay tuned. And remember, you can still continue to order, especially that gardenia, on idealworld.tv.